What's up, guys? Bryan Lebo here with your April Las Vegas market update video. Now, last month, I put up a really long supplemental video specifically regarding the effects that COVID-19 may have on our market. This month, I've done the same, but focused solely on how loan forbearances could cripple the housing market and how lending itself has been affected. Now, that video will be out in the next few days or two. Now, in typical fashion, today I'm going to discuss how the market has performed so far and how what you're reading may not be very indicative of the truth. Shocker, right? Now, with that said, let's just go ahead and jump right in. First up are last month's sales. Last month, we sold 2,554 homes. This was still a 6% increase over last March when we sold 2,419 homes. Now, I'm sure you're scratching your head right now in disbelief. Just remember, what closed last month went into escrow a month or two before. While there were some cancellations, we won't really see the numbers reflect until next month. However, according to home builders research, they're the ones that track new home sales. In Southern Nevada, the last week in March saw 143 contracts signed versus 357 during the first week of March. That's a 60% decline in only a couple of weeks. Not only that, but they had 51 cancellations versus 28 in the first week. That's a 180% increase in cancellations. Like I said last month, many of these cancellations actually won't occur until farther down the road. If you're going to lose your earnest money today, you might as well just keep waiting and hope things get better before having to ultimately cancel because you're forced to at that point. So while only 180% sounds super high, the real number is actually much worse than that, I think. Now let's check out median home prices. As you can see on the screen now, the median price for resale homes actually managed to still increase slightly last month to end at $315,500. Again, this sounds much more rosy than the reality. Let's see what this number looks like in a couple of months before we start getting too excited here, okay? Now let's get to a really important metric, which is current inventory levels. Now, earlier I hinted that the news may not be quite as honest as I would prefer. Now, I'm not going full Trump here and claiming fake news, but take a look at this headline and tell me what you think. Home listings tumble in Las Vegas and US amid coronavirus crisis. Now, I don't know about you, but tumble is synonymous with down, right? So basically, less people are listing their homes for sale, which means there's less homes to choose from, right? Well, check this out. After 8 straight months of declining inventory, we ended March up 18% with just under 5,200 homes for sale. So shouldn't that article state home listings rise in Las Vegas rather than tumble? Let's just take this one step further. Here's a graph of inventory levels by week. Just since the week of coronavirus, we've gone up 373 homes, then 600, then 380, then 205, and then this week, I think it was 193. As of the filming of this video, our inventory has risen 42%. Let me repeat that statement to you. Since March 11th, our inventory has increased 42%. 42% in only 5 weeks. Now, how that isn't making headlines is completely beyond me. Now, in order to attempt to predict what April is going to look like moving forward, I reached out to a few title companies to gauge what their escrow openings looked like in the second half of March. On the surface, it seems as though openings were down about only 40%. However, half of those openings were for refinances. Last year, only about 10% were refinances. So when you adjust them just for sales, it looks like sales were down about 65% for the second half of last month. If that's any indication of April's closings, we should expect to see sales down about, say, 40 to 50% for April. Now, there's so much I could cover right now, but in an effort to keep this video short, watch that second part of my COVID-19 series this week, where I'll get into how forbearance options and the lending industry is drastically affecting our market. In the meantime, I'll say this. I'm still seeing some homes go into contract. I'm seeing a ton of withdrawn listings and a ton of price reductions. If homes are occupied by tenants, you can't even view them in person right now. Many homes on the market, the sellers just simply don't want people in and don't want to show. In the end, I have to be honest. I can't really see a scenario where prices are going to increase here in the future. The only question I have is how much they will decrease from here on out. If you're looking to buy, there's just simply no way in good conscience I can recommend doing so right now. Especially if you're on the high end of the market, I think there's a massive bubble forming there. Anything over, say, $800,000 is incredible amounts of trouble. Unless the home you're looking for happens to be like an absolute unicorn, it's borderline lunacy to purchase a home right now. Best case scenario is that home values manage to stabilize, but I really don't see that playing out. In either case, there's just too much to gain and really nothing to lose by just waiting. So just wait and make the smart play. If you're looking to sell, my advice is get it out there ASAP and sell for what you can. If this turns out to be half as bad as the Great Recession was, the sellers that overprice and stay unrealistic for too long are simply going to get slaughtered. In these times, what sounds like a bad price today is likely a great price tomorrow. Well, that's it for this month. Please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss this week's COVID-19 video. Have a wonderful April, be safe, and enjoy all that extra family time. See you guys all next month.